what exactly were you doing at the label before you got signed?
Yeah, so I was doing a lot of paperwork stuff, so which actually worked out in my benefit because then I started understanding the behind the scenes of how things work. So my main role was like splits, contracts, all that stuff. So making sure, yeah, all the splits of the songs were done properly, making sure people signed all the contracts for every song that got released from the label. And so that was super beneficial because I didn't know anything about that at all. So God was actually helping me out of being like, hey, when you get signed, here's what standard
know
paperwork
exactly.
looks like. And so it helped me know that. It helped me not take people for granted because I started seeing how much work that was too. So now whenever I have people doing that, I'm not just like, oh yeah, that's easy, just get it done.
Right.
I'm like, oh no, that kind of takes some hours.
It takes some hours, and you gotta like proofread and double check and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long were you working, like, I guess as in administration?
Yeah, so it was 6 months. That felt like the longest 6 months of my life. But when I look back, I'm like, oh, that's not that
6
much time.
months.
Yeah.
And okay, so you mentioned something about work ethic.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people like don't understand work ethic. They want to be famous. They want to be popping. They want to be popular. They want to get to the money, but they don't realize how much work goes into actually like having that, meeting that success and that, having that success. Mm-hmm. What would you say to those people, like, about work ethic?
Yeah, I would say work ethic is very important because it's almost a reflection of yourself, of how much do you respect other people's time, how much do you respect yourself. And so sometimes you may just be like, it doesn't matter. But you look back and it's like, oh, well, if somebody else assigned this to you, like, it was important. That's why they assigned it to you. And also, with it being a reflection of yourself, it's like if you're not somebody who treats everything you do with excellence, it just kind of shows that you don't care. And so you can't get mad when things don't work out, or you can't get mad if someone doesn't want to recommend you for a future job because it's like, oh, when I think of you, I think of someone who doesn't deliver. And so, you want to be somebody who, like, when they think of you, they're like, hey, no matter what, I can say that this person always delivered. They always had a joyful spirit when they were around. So that way, that's the best way to move around. Like, so even if you want to depart from a situation, at least depart in a good way to where people can recommend you for the next job type stuff.
That makes so much sense. I love that you said, like, it's a reflection of yourself. It's like, what you think about yourself, because it's so many times, me being in the creative space, hiring creatives, working with them on and off. Sometimes I'm just like, how come people do not care? How come people do the very bare minimum? And a lot of times people try to say that it's because, oh, well, I'm not getting paid that much or blah, blah, blah. Anytime that I take on, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it the way I want people to think that I can do it. I'm not going to do it half-assed because the check is not big enough. I'm going to do it because at the end product, I want it to look like Kayla did it, versus doing it based on how much you paid me. No, I'm worth way more. But if I say yes, then my yes means I'm going to give you my all.
Yeah.